Thank you for giving the opportunity. I'll just take 3-4 minutes and give an example to begin with about standards. What we are talking about, quality assurance standards is one aspect of it. But the interoperability remains the biggest challenge. And I'll give an example here. 22 years ago or 23 years ago, we had the DICOM standards implemented for radio diagnosis, the digital communications in medicine. And at that point of time, internet was only heard of, and it had started to mark its presence in the 95, 96, 97 years. But today, no practice of radiology can go without working on the teleradiology systems or DICOM compatible reporting systems. So that is the power of standards, and whatever barriers we may talk about, it has the rationale to overcome those barriers. But the biggest barrier which I foresee today in terms of the deployment of digital devices or Internet of Things is the return on investment when it comes to the industry, or the return on equity when it comes to spending in healthcare systems in the public sector. Now, in order to penetrate, we have to catch the professionals young, whether it is the ASHA workers or whether it is the ANMs or the medical professionals. There could be regulatory pathways we can create to overcome these barriers and reach out to them. And parallelly, we have to create facilitatory and promotive channels, how we can reach out and ensure that the barriers of adoption of technology are easily overcome. Now, if you see typically the way our medical curriculum is designed and structured, it is not designed and structured to innovate. It is designed and structured to cram. It is designed and structured to imbibe what has been thrown in by the regulators per force. So compared to the other modern systems of education, whether it is happening in the management field or in the engineering, we have given a lot of innovation to our youngsters. Unfortunately, I don't see that as far as our graduate medical education space is concerned. So what I would propose as part of the report and as part to be implemented is we need to create a minimum level of exposure to technology which should be there as part of curriculum. So a minimum core of technology for physicians that has to be there. Then we have to create vistas for incubation, a minimum level of exposure. This majority of the students where they are working or the hospitals they are working, they may not be equipped even to see the technology which is happening over there. So they have to be given some kind of exposure, whether it is through videos, simulation or online models. And then we have to foster a spirit of competitiveness and incubation as far as deployment of technology is concerned or as far as the adoption of technology and lastly innovation is concerned. Majority of our graduates and doctors, they will go ahead and be the users of technology. A very few of them will go ahead and create the technology by working across the institutions, by working with the institutions of technology, management and industry. Some of the very important point which did not come up since morning and I was waiting to hear for that is the impact on patient safety as far as the Internet of Things and the digital technology is concerned. Both in terms of the deployment in hospitals or in community or at the state level. Ultimately, the deployment could be at a small cohort or in a hospital or in a state or in a larger, if we talk about, in a pan-national level, at a larger level. But the impact on patient safety is going to be there and this is going to be a very, very tangible impact which is there. And lastly, our access to knowledge. As far as the newer innovations are concerned, I think the challenge which we face in terms of medical education is modern medicine is a component of science and it has a component of educational delivery. And by virtue of the allocation of business in the central government, education is being dealt by the Ministry of HRD and science and technology is with the DST. And we need to create a platform whereby we have institutional partnerships across multiple domains. Well, I have just referred three government arms. There may be more arms which can contribute and facilitate this, the Department of Electronics being one of them. So the possibility of some kind of a suprastructure driving this entire vision down this line or down to the basic level of our ecosystem, I think our policy should certainly address that. Thank you.
Thanks, Vijay, so much. So we have